How do you add two numbers so massive they'd overflow a normal integer using nothing but linked lists? Today we are tackling a classic medium, add two numbers, LeetCode number 2. We are given two non-empty linked lists representing two non-negative integers. There's a twist. The digits are stored in reverse order with each node holding a single digit. Also, numbers contain no leading zeros unless the number is exactly 0. Our job is to add the two numbers and return the sum as a linked list. Now let's trace through the example. Because the digits are reversed, list L1 actually represents the number 342. Read it back to front. Similarly, list L2 represents 465. Adding them the normal way, 342 plus 465 equals 807. Stored back in reverse digit order, that's 708. Exactly our expected output. Now looking at guarantees, you might think reverse storage makes this harder. It's actually a gift. When we add numbers by hand, we start from the ones digit and work right to left, carrying as we go. If these lists were stored in normal forward order, we'd have to reverse them first just to reach that ones digit. But since they are already reversed, the ones digit, the one we need first, is sitting right at the head of the list, ready to go. That same guarantee against leading zeros does us another favor. If the input numbers had leading zeros, our reversed output would end up with phantom trailing zeros that we'd have to clean up in a second pass. But thanks to this guarantee, every node is a real, meaningful digit. Now the tempting shortcut is to dodge the linked list logic entirely. Just walk the lists, reconstruct the numbers 342 from L1 and 465 from L2, add them together using ordinary arithmetic, and finally convert the sum back into a reverse digit linked list. Sure, that math works smoothly for our example, but before we write a single line of code to convert these lists into integers and back, let's look at the constraints. These lists can hold up to 100 digits. A 100-digit number will instantly overflow a standard 64-bit integer. Even if you're using a language that handles massive numbers automatically under the hood, relying on that defeats the whole purpose of the problem. It's a guaranteed red flag in an interview. So how can we add these together without ever building such a giant integer? Well, the answer is simple. We do the math like we do on paper. You'd line up 342 and 465 by their ones digit and add column by column, right to left. Since our linked lists are reversed, that ones digit is sitting right at the head pointer, ready to go. So we walk L1 and L2 simultaneously, one node at a time, summing the numbers and moving the carry forward. Now let's see this in action. Since it's the first column, carry is 0. We add the first digits 2 and 5, summing up to 7. So we'd have to create the node 7 in the answer list. But initializing that very first head node usually requires a messy if statement. To dodge that, we use a classic interview trick, a dummy node. We create a dummy, point a cur pointer at it, and simply attach our 7 node to cur.next. Now we can treat the first digit exactly the same as the nth digit down the list. With node 7 logged in, cur pointer steps forward and our list pointers advance to 4 and 6. 4 plus 6 plus our carry of 0 is 10. Since 10 won't fit in a single node, we split it using basic math. Sum modulo 10 gives us 0 for our new node, and sum divided by 10 updates our carry to 1. Pointers move to the last digits 3 and 4. 3 plus 4 plus our carry of 1 is 8. We place the digit 8 and our new carry is 0. Both lists are now exhausted and carry is 0, so we stop. To get our final answer, we just skip that initial dummy node and return dummy.next, pointing to list 708. Now that was the happy path. But there are two massive edge cases they are waiting for you to miss. Number 1. What if the numbers are different lengths? Imagine adding 45 and 2. In reverse order, list 1 has nodes 5 and 4 and list 2 only has node 2. As we walk the lists, we add 5 and 2, which gives 7, carry 0, but at the next step, list 2 runs out immediately. Does our code crash? Nope. The fix is simple. If one pointer hits null and runs out early, we just substitute a 0 for its value. So we add the remaining node from list 1, which is 4, plus our substituted 0, giving 4. Final result 7, 4, representing 47. Edge case number 2, the trailing carry. Let's stick with 99 plus 1. It's a good one because it triggers both edge cases at once. We add the ones. 9 plus 1 is 10, place a 0, carry the 1. We add the tens. List 2 has already run out, so we substitute 0. That's edge case 1, already in action. 9 plus 0 plus our carry of 1 is 10, place a 0, carry the 1. Now both input lists are completely empty. If our loop stops here, our answer is 0, 0. We completely lost the final digit. This is why our loop condition can't just check if the lists have nodes, but should also check if carry is non-zero. That simple condition ensures that leftover 1 spills over into a brand new node at the very end, giving us the correct answer of 100. Our time complexity is O of n plus m, a single simultaneous pass through both lists. Space complexity is O of max of n and m for the output list itself, which is unavoidable. Beyond that, just a single carry variable. Now let's go through the code with Java on the left and Python on the right. We create a dummy node to anchor our result list and a cur pointer starting there plus a carry variable initialized to 0. Our loop keeps going as long as L1 still has nodes, L2 still has nodes, or there's a non-zero carry left to place. That last condition is our safety net for trailing carries. At each step, we grab the current digit from L1 if it exists, otherwise 0. Same for L2. We add both digits plus the carry together into sum. The new carry becomes sum divided by 10 using integer division, and then we create a new node holding sum modulo 10, attach it as cur.next, and advance cur to that new node. Finally, we advance L1 and L2 forward by one node each, but only if they are not already null. Once the loop ends, dummy.next holds the head of our fully summed result list. That's how you add two numbers without ever overflowing. Edge cases handled, one linear pass, done. If that clicked for you, do one more addition. Add this channel to your subscriptions. And if you're grinding for interviews, the full Blind 75 and Algo Kernel course is linked right here. See you in the next one.